Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to people from all over the world. Friends, today is World Poetry Day, and on this special day, that is 21st March, we have a special guest with us. He is a wonderful poet, and he has created a Facebook poetry group called as the Inspired Poetry Project as well. And he is Richard Lamoureux. Welcome, Richard. Welcome to the show. It's an honor to have you on Splendid 7.
Anyway, I'm really honored that you invited me to join you this morning, Ekta. And happy Poetry Day to everyone. And I hope it gives a whole bunch of inspiration. I know that when events like this happen, there's a flourish of poetry that's written. So that in itself is really worthwhile.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity to celebrate poets and poems. Yes. So, viewers, as it is Poetry Day, I would like to say that this every year on 21st March, UNESCO celebrates World Poetry Day, and where it was adopted in 1999, and on this occasion, it honors poets and pays tribute to expanding linguistic variety and sharing oral tradition through poetic forms. So we as a poet, on this day, we talk about poetry, we talk about poets. And in this sequence, today we will have conversation with Richard. So Richard, there are 7 questions, and after that you read your poem, and then for a change, I read my poem today. Usually I read thought of the day, and then you give golden pen message.
Great, sounds good.
Okay. So now starting with your bio first, I will tell viewers about you in a form of a short bio. So I'm going to read your bio first. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Richard lives in British Columbia, Canada, happily married to his beautiful wife Mary. He has a son Matthew and his wife Herline, and a new grandson Benjamin. He loves spending life with his family, uh, time with his family, writing, connecting with, and promoting other writers. His first published book, Dummy, Hurtful, and Healing Words, is now in second print and continues to be well received. He tends to write about social issues, and many of his poems deal with human rights. He personally have written over 5,000 pieces. About his professional life, he has worked in communications, banking, human resources, and the financial side of the luxury automotive market. And few special words from Richard. I am also thankful for the people who have helped me along the way. A special thanks to my sweetie. I have been blessed with a great life partner. She is my heir. Such a wonderful bio, Richard. And this is so connecting. It's full of emotions.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I feel like I'm a very blessed person.
Yes, indeed you are. And so we'll now start with the questions. Here is the first question for Richard. Your name has a powerful meaning. Who gave you this name, and what does this mean to you?
Well, it's kind of interesting. My heritage is actually French. However, my grandfather married an English woman, and that kind of stopped the French heritage. So my dad never got to learn French, and I never got to learn French. But the meaning of our family name, Lamoureux, means the lover, and that's actually not kind of a bad name for a poet to have if you really think about it. So I always get teased by my French friends about the meaning of my name, and I said only my wife knows for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful thing. Who gave you this name? Your father?
Yeah, it comes from my father's side. Within I guess the North American culture, you more or less carry your father's name from one
And
generation to the next.
and what
Um,
if you talk? Yeah, yeah, please. Sorry.
On my son on his side, he's married an Indian girl, and what they've done is they've hyphenated both of their names. So it now carries both her side and his side forward for our grandson.
That's wonderful. And do you have any pen name? It is part of the same question.
Do I have a pet name? Um, my wife calls me Sweetie too, so
Okay. Yeah, actually, pen name is usually the name we write in when we publish some
oh
book or
yeah, I just write with my regular name, so I just write under Richard Lamoureux.
yeah, same here. Yeah, even I write Ekta Ahuja, no pen name. So, next question comes.
Can I
Which,
ask you a question before you ask me the next one?
no, sure.
Can you tell me about your name, Ekta? I'm very curious what its meaning is.
Uh, Actually, this name was given to me by my mother. And it's an Indian name. It's in Hindi, and it means unity, to be united.
Oh, that's a beautiful meaning. I like it. Yeah,
When we talk about India, we talk about unity in diversity. So
yeah,
that unity means Ekta.
yeah.
Anekta mein Ekta in Hindi. So it's a Hindi name and it means unity.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Uh, so now, next question.
Sure.
Yeah. Which word comes to your mind first when you listen to the following words? One word only. Yeah.
Sorry, say it again.
Which word comes to your mind first when you listen to the following words? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. First word is cheese.
Cat. Oh, sorry, mouse.
Okay. Gold.
Soccer. Did you say goal?
No, it is gold. Gold.
Oh, gold. Ring.
Ring. Sports.
Sorry.
Sports.
Sport.
SPO. Sports.
Oh, pickleball.
Pickleball. It's your
Yeah.
favorite sport.
It's become my favorite sport. I used to play a lot of badminton, and I coached badminton, and then I got into tennis, and then now I'm into pickleball. So
That's wonderful. You're dynamic personality. And actually, I included cheese and gold because for the viewers, I'll tell that cheese is a very, liked dish or something to eat in Canada. Am I right, Richard?
yeah, I don't know if it's like a significant thing. I guess the poutine, where they have French fries with cheese and gravy. So I guess yeah.
Yeah, actually, when I was exploring about the place, so it says there are variety of cheese available there, and one of the famous cheese which is available there is Cabret. So I don't know what kind of cheese is that. So,
Oh
but
yeah, I'm not sure either.
yeah, absolutely, we only eat simple kind of cheese. Most of us,
Yeah.
even you or me.
Yeah. No, Canada, when it comes to our food choices, I don't know if we have a really good, strong identity as to what is Canadian food because we're such a melting pot of different cultures. So, we eat such a variety of different foods. So it's very metropolitan. So, like my favorite food is Italian food, but I enjoy Indian food. I enjoy Thai food. I enjoy Chinese food. My wife is Chinese, so I enjoy
Wow,
that food as well. But she cooks a lot of very North American foods as well. So we have quite a bit of variety.
wow, that's wonderful. So here comes the next question now.
Sure.
What does love mean to you? Which color do you associate with love?
Okay, so that might be kind of an unusual question for me because I'm actually colorblind. So, a
Okay,
color
sorry.
association might be a little bit difficult. But for me, love. A lot of times people think of love simply as a feeling that overcomes you. But for me, I view love as more as a verb. So as a verb, you have to actively you have to actively love someone. So if I look at my partner, I make a concerted effort to love her each day in terms of the things that I say and the things that I do and the affirmations that I give her. Where I think a lot of times when people are in relationships in the beginning, they have that infatuation stage
True.
where they're really, they're really brought together. But then what happens is over time you take for granted your partner. Uh, but then when people have affairs, then what happens is the attention that they could have given that same attention to their partner, and then there would be no affair because now both people would be affirmed and loved by each other. So to me, love is a very active thing. It's not a passive thing or something that I simply experience.
Yeah, that you just explained this beautifully. It's something which is active, and as you said, uh, it's something which should go on. Means it is there should be no effort in loving. It should come from you. It's like we breathe, we love.
Yeah,
It should be like that. Yeah, so nice. So next question comes now.
sure.
You are given three topics and you have to choose one from them.
Say that again.
You are given three topics. Topics as
Three
a
times.
subject. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you have to choose one. Then what which topic will you choose to write a poem? Okay?
Okay, and what are the choices?
Yeah. So choices are family, maple leaf, and being positive.
I would probably choose family because with family, there's so many variations as to what you can write about, and sometimes it can be very positive. Other times it can be very challenging, and then also a very essential part of who you are is tied up in who your family is and what your background is and all of those experiences. So I think family would give you the widest option to be able to write. So that would be my choice.
Okay. I forgot to take out Wonderful answer from Richard. And next question is actually, I included this question and it was associated with colors, but now I will change it. So let us switch on to the next question. I'll add
Oh,
different
go ahead and
questions.
ask me the questions because even though I'm colorblind, I actually write about color a lot.
Okay,
So I'll try. I'll give it a try.
okay. What will you associate the following colors with? Okay,
Okay.
royal blue,
A beautiful summer day.
green,
Um, Grass and envy.
red.
Passion.
Wonderful. And next
Yeah,
question.
interestingly enough, I used to when I left home, I worked in a woman's shoe store.
Okay.
And one time I had a lady who was looking at a pair of shoes. So I brought out a pair of shoes. She wanted a pair of blue shoes, and I brought out a pair of purple shoes. And she says, I didn't want purple. And fortunately, I was able to think quickly, and I said, I just want to make sure that this size fits you.
Oh,
But
sweet.
fortunately, in the shoe store, if you go into the stock room and you look at the box has the color listed. So for the most part, I wouldn't get into too much trouble. But as a person who can't see color the same way as you do, I actually have to know more about color to be able to understand my world. because I can learn what colors go together, even though I can't see them in the same way that you do.
But as you mentioned about colors, even my father says that he only recognizes three, four primary colors. That is red, green, blue, and yellow. That, and he says that anything which comes between red and a lighter version of red, that is orange, he just says everything nearby red is red for him, so he is not worried about that as you mentioned that you brought purple is near to blue. And yeah, anyone that is colors are so means for women especially, they are so precise about colors. I am not that precise about colors.
Yeah, well, for me, green, red, and brown look like one color. Blue and purple looks like another color. If I look at pink, I see gray. And then, of course, I see black and white. And the one color I do see is yellow.
See, it's all those primary colors, yeah. But it's you associated them with beautiful things. So next question. Um, Given a chance to relive the most beautiful memory from your past, what would it be?
It would probably be the 3 days that I was in Mexico when I met my wife. So she also ruined my vacation because I spent 3 days. I met her. She was from Vancouver. I was from Ontario, and we were in Puerto Vallarta. So we spent 3 days together, but then she had started her vacation before I did. So that meant that she had to leave before me. So the rest of my vacation was ruined, but the rest of my life was made beautiful. So it's good.
Yes, such a wonderful memory. You must have celebrated, enjoyed and cherished every moment of that only 1 or 2 days you spent with her.
Yeah.
So here is the last question. Which social cause will you pick from the following if you want to serve anything socially? Yeah, if you
Okay.
want to serve any social cause. So the three options are child education, senior citizen homes, or pets home. Pets home.
Okay. I would probably go with the education one, and I've written about it on different occasions because I'm concerned about in places in the world where girls and women aren't allowed the opportunity for further education, and then it concerns me that uh, that there's men in the world who need to control the action of women and not allow them to become their full selves. Um, I know that there's a lot of religious connotations that mix in with that, and then I've also written on that subject as well. So it's a very complicated issue, but I would like to see that all girls have an opportunity for education.
Absolutely. This is something, this is a question which I always include in this conversation. And I think almost all the poets and the people I talk to, they go for education. They go for education because it is the foundation of any place or nation. Means if we take it
Mhm.
as a smaller unit, a place, and a larger unit, a country or a nation. So education is really important. And yes, if we are actually thinking in that direction, then it's a very good thing. And we can do it through our words, means through poems. Then, if it helps, then it's a very big thing.
Mhm.
So, this was about all about questions about of Splendid Seven. But today it is World Poetry Day. So I will ask you that what or who is a poet according to you?
Um, I think that A poet is someone who kind of examines their feelings, and then they're able to put something down on paper that emotes a response from the reader. And I know for myself, for my poetry, I've had people who don't read poetry that said that, I hate poetry, but I really love reading your poetry. And whenever I'm writing something, I'm trying to do it in a way that it's not obscure, because sometimes I think poetry can be very complicated, and sometimes the reader may not, unless you've had training and understanding some of the deeper poetry, it might get lost on you. And I think that sometimes that turns people away. And I think if they start off with something simple, all of us are artists and we are born creative. And I think all of us have a poet inside of us. And it's like any other muscle. If you continue to write and you write something every day, over time, I think you form into the poet that's already born inside of you. Myself, I guess, because of my own personal faith as a Christian, in our belief system, we are told that we are created in God's image. And if we are created in God's image, who is the ultimate poet, then all of us have to be poets.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Wonderful. So, this was beautiful. These were beautiful answers from Richard. And now it is time to listen to your poem. But before that, I just wanted to say something about the previous question. There was a poet, Indian poet, and he wrote, "Where the sun rays don't reach, a poet reaches." Means he said it in Hindi. So uh, when I was, kid, I was never able to understand. I used to relate it with light and dark or something like that. But now I understand that it is such a deep line. He was talking about the emotions as well. The darkest emotions can be, brought to light by a poet. So now I connect to it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And a lot of times, the most interesting pieces, I don't care if it's a painting or poetry, the ones that have shadow are the ones that, for me, have the most interest. Because if I look at a painting and I see fog, then it captures my imagination because I wonder what is inside of that fog. And then if somebody is writing poetry and they use the subtlety of shadow and light, then it grabs my attention because I wonder, what is beyond that fog or that smoke or that shadow.
Yes, absolutely. So now it is time to listen to your poem.
Okay, and do you mind if I ask you, being it's poetry, can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
Sure. How did you personally get involved with poetry, and what is it about poetry that you love?
Okay, I think the passion or the love for writing was there when I was a child because I remember in my examination there were questions related to essays. I used to include 2 to 3 rhyming lines in the end, but that
Mhm.
time I used to think it's just creativity or I did not think about it. But later on, in maybe 2018 or so, uh, before 2 to 3 years to 2018. So when I used to write in diaries randomly. If I used to be sad, I used to write in diary, and then suddenly I just got a platform to present. So and I saw that there are many people who connect to it. So I started giving it a shape. So this is the thrust story, but the inside story I would say that it comes from my father because he has a deep inclination to poetry, emotions, philosophy.
Mhm.
So whenever I used to have walk with my father, he used to quote many poets. So I just got into it, and I just love to listen to him. So that gave me a special, love for poetry. So this is how I got into poetry.
Yeah, what a wonderful gift that he gave you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me just find my poem here, so bear
Sure.
with me.
I think we have only 5 minutes left, so we will soon
Okay,
listen to your poem, then I'll read my poem, and then we'll wrap up.
perfect. Okay, so let me just see it here. Okay, so you asked me to write something or to share something about poetry being its Poetry Day. So the piece that I'm reading is called Above the Clouds. How do I best what last I wrote when my mild mind can find no note? For I'm a bird who cannot sing, yet to this branch I gladly cling. If by some chance inspiration flows to that pure place the sparrow goes, to write sonnet or a sad song, above the clouds sweet words belong. So listen, love, feel breezes blow as notes above flow down below.
Wow. It is such a, simple words, deep meaning about poetry, words versus I'm poet. One beautiful poem from you.
Thank you.
And I think first you can share your golden pen message so that if time is over, I'll not share my poem.
Oh, okay. So I think probably for me, what I would like to say is that if you are a lover of words, try to write something every day. Put your thoughts down on paper, even if you think that they're silly, and and above all, don't be afraid to share because you have something of value to share with people, and just let it flow out. Don't be worried or be afraid of being embarrassed. And the more you do it, the more you'll connect with the poet that's already inside of you. So that would be my message for everybody out there in the land of poetry.
So, such an inspiring message, viewers, from Richard. Try to write, and that is how most of the poets start their story with. They simply write. Thanks for sharing this beautiful message.
All right, thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to hearing your poem.
Yes. So the poem which I'm going to read is the title is Poetry. A poetry is pot full of earthen fragrance, permeates the heart with purity, no vengeance. Poetry is a magic world, emotionally inked and heard. Helps one shed the grief. Happy words impart a unique relief. It has the power to vent the worst as well as the best. It stirs the soul. The flow of poetry encircles the whole. A poet explores the depths and finds the pearl. Expressions of a poem can be still or may swirl. A poem soothes the heart. Poetry world is like beautiful art. It brings smile, connects the dots. Even a little line speaks a lot. It's a meadow shining with flowers, happy aura and blissful showers. So this, thank you. This
Great
was
job.
poetry.
Hmm.
So this was a poem about poetry, and beautifully we, completed this special Word Poetry Day special conversation with Richard Lamoureux. And Richard has, he's the first one who asked questions to me as well. So I just loved to answer your questions as well. And thank you for being a part of Splendid 7. And that's it. It's an
Anyway,
honor
it
to
was
have you.
my pleasure. Enjoy your day.
Same to you, Richard. And now it is time to say bye to our viewers. Viewers, thank you for your love and all the best wishes from your side. So, can we say bye together to the viewers?
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, viewers.